Shepherd Youth, what is up? Welcome to Technique Tuesday. Our technique for today is called spiritual friendship. Spiritual friendship. It is so important to have people in your life who are seeking after God with everything that you can listen to and get encouragement and ideas from. And today I have my friend, my best friend, roommate from college, Corey Halloran, who's going to be our spiritual friend advisor today. And he's going to just speak into my life and your life, giving us some tips on how to grow closer to God. And here's a picture from when Corey and I were in college together. Yeah, that was before I had my amazing facial hair and mustache. You see that? I didn't have that back then. That's how long I've known Corey, for years now. But I've seen this dude grow super close to God, and I'm excited for what he has for you. So Corey, I'm gonna interview him, ask him a few questions, and he's gonna give us some advice on how to grow closer to God. So listen to Corey because he is your spiritual friend, and he's gonna give you some advice on how to follow God better.
One, a spiritual discipline that helped me, especially when I was young, when I was in ninth grade, especially, and I think that brought me very close to God. Was I would just go for really long walks and pray, and it wasn't like a super holy thing. It wasn't overly intentional. It was just directing my attention towards God as I walked, and then what I would do is I would just practice, I guess, being thankful. I had just come out of a very hard season of depression, um, and I realized that I had to start appreciating the gifts that God gave me in each moment. And so, I mean, it was silly, I would look at some grass and be like, "Thank you, God, for showing me that grass, because I've never seen that grass before, and now I get to see it. Like I have eyes, I get to see that." Or maybe I feel a nice breeze, and I just express thankfulness for it as I'm walking, and then just talking with God about life. And so just walking and being thankful and talking to God. And I think that probably brought more peace into my life than anything else I've ever done, and more security in my faith in God. And it's something that I need to start doing again. Another one that's really simple is just reading scripture. Um, this one's really hard for me because I still am not good at it. Um, but again, especially in those early years in high school, I was in scripture a lot more often. And then I kind of had a lot of stuff happen. I fell off. And only now am I starting to be in scripture more again. And it's one of those things I wrestle a lot with in my brain, because it's like, you know, why can't God just talk to me? Why do I have to read scripture? Or this stuff is boring, or I don't understand it. Or it's like, you can keep coming up with 1,000 reasons not to read scripture. You can, like, for me, I used to get so worried. I was like, I'm just like trying to convince myself that this matters. And because of that, I would get afraid. I'd say, well, I don't want to convince myself, so I won't read scripture. And then my life would lose part of the joy and the peace and the closeness with God that scripture brings, because I'm so busy being afraid, over this incoherent argument I'm having in my own head. Um, and so I guess you can make things as complicated as you want. Um, but at the end of the day, you just need to read scripture. And so it's like, and if there's different ways of reading scripture that help you out and help get you engaged, great, do that. But it honestly, I don't care if you don't understand what you're reading, or if it doesn't make sense, or if it's confusing. Get over it. There's a ton of stuff in the world that you're never going to understand, um, and you can't let that stop you from engaging. So just get into scripture, uh,
I love
because
that.
it makes a big difference. So what I find fascinating about that is he doesn't say teach them to understand. Like, if there's one thing I know with growing up with my mom, some of you guys know her, Andrea Howard.
I was scared of Corey's mom for so many years, but she's the coolest lady. I love
Uh,
Halloran.
yeah, but both my parents, there was so many times growing up where I had to just listen to them. I wasn't very good at it. Where I just had to listen to them because they said so. I didn't get to understand why. I didn't get to understand all that was happening. I didn't know and have the perfect understanding. Um, I just had to obey.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes we confuse knowing everything perfectly with proper obedience. But the truth is, if you're in the Word and you're surrounding yourself with people who love Christ and who are following Him, then you just need to be obedient.
That's good. That's really good.
So, so I mean, I don't know if you're in middle school and high school, you might not like that, but sorry, you have to learn how to be obedient, and it doesn't change. Like I just graduated college. I'm getting ready to go into the world. You know, as much as I've learned now, there's still a ton of things I don't understand. If anything, I have more questions. And if I allow that to keep me from obedience, then I'm not going to be fruitful in my walk with God, And so you just gotta be obedient. So,
good, man.
Yeah, that's part of reading scripture. You just gotta do it.
That's the end of my interview with Corey. And Corey gave us two main things to focus on this week that I want you to try. One of them, he said, go on a walk. Don't try to do anything special. Don't try to make it super spiritual. Just go on a walk and thank God that you get to experience His creation. Thank God that you can see flowers and you can see the beauty of the mountains around you. And when the breeze hits you, thank God that you can feel the cool breeze on your face. And just invite God into the walk with you. Slow down your life and enjoy His creation on a walk. That was the first suggestion. Second suggestion he gave us, you guys may not like this one as much, because use the illustration of your parents and how sometimes your parents tell you to do something and you just got to do it. And I know that can be annoying sometimes when we think our parents are wrong, but with God, if He truly is the God of the universe, when He says something about life, it's true and it's what's right. So Corey encouraged you to read God's words and then just do them. Even if you don't understand, even if you don't really like it, just listen to God and do it. So I hope you guys have a chance to try those two techniques this week, and I will see you next Tuesday.